Mm,
Live.
yes, live, live, live. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ant Pruitt here. Hope you're doing well. I'm unbelievable as always. Welcome to another Hangout on Air with the Smartphone Photographers community. This is the community here on Google Plus where we get together and talk about making you a much better smartphone photographer. We give you all kinds of little tips and tricks and how-tos and little hacks and get all MacGyver on you, and it's quite impressive, this group that we have. We get together every week to discuss things on air, and also go through another little weekly challenge that we propose too. So we have a lot of fun in here, but we also learn a lot of different things. And tonight we have in our panel our moderators actually. We invite the other community members, and if they can make it, they hop in. If they can't, it's all good. They just catch it on the rerun. But tonight we got our moderators in here, and I want to say thank you to all of the moderators because I have been away for about a month now due to my father passing away, and I just had to deal with that in my own
Yeah.
kind of way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys stepping up and still just running the show and keeping our community as strong as usual, and watching all the new members come in, and some members get kicked out. It's been quite lovely, you know.
Yeah. And before we get going, I just want to say, since this is the first time to talk to you live, as speaking for our group, we do offer our condolences on your passing your father, because I know what it's like. I lost mine to Alzheimer's.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the love. I did get a lot of love over the last couple weeks, and it was a little overwhelming, but I'm grateful for that love, and thank you for the viewers and whatnot that have been watching and sending their well wishes as well. I appreciate that. But let me go through and introduce the folks that are in this hangout tonight. We'll start with Mr. Michael King. What's going on, brother?
Well, not bad. Had another little incident out here, but it was not. At least this time, it wasn't a fire.
I'm
So I'm doing
telling you,
great.
man.
I'm doing great, and we're looking forward to a good hog meeting because we got Dave Hamilton going to talk to us
All right. And
of Mac Geek Gab.
I know you're pretty happy with all of the announcements that came out today with the beautiful Retina 5K iMac.
Be
That's,
here Monday.
and that thing. I just
It will
want a
be here
4K
Monday.
screen, but to see a
Yes,
5K screen will
it
blow
will
my
be
mind.
here. It will be here Monday. As soon as the store opened up, I ordered it. I'm not too interested about the iPad because I've got my iPad.
Yeah, you're 6 plus. It's close
Right.
enough, right?
It works good enough for me
Yep,
as an iPad. I've retired my Mini.
yep. I feel you. All right, thank you for coming out as always, my man. Next up, we're going to welcome my man from California, Mr. Black on the mat, Michael Portis. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I also am really looking forward to everything. New iPad. My God, that thing is gorgeous. Yeah. And speaking from somebody who has older iPads, it's honestly the oldest of all of our our mobile stuff here in our family.
That's the big jump, dude. From like even the iPad 2, it is a
Yeah,
big
that's
jump in
we have
hardware.
iPad. We have an iPad 2, an iPad Mini, and then an iPad 4. Just before it became iPad Air, so the iPad 4.
Yeah.
And my day-to-day iPad is an iPad 2.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's
the
dragging.
jump that I'm about to make is just going to be
Yeah.
astronomical. And
Can I say something about that? The only fail is the iPad Mini 3. They still kept that 5 megapixel camera instead of putting an 8 one in like they did the Air
that
and the
I was happy to see, although I chastise everyone who does it. Please do not lift your iPads in the air and take pictures with it. It will.
Hey,
But
but come on, it
well,
still has a camera on it. You could use it, especially the Air, man, with the
and
better camera. Why not?
yeah, I can do the iPad Mini because that's a little bit less annoying. But those people with the full size, come on, people, I can't. I'm very happy to see the bump in the camera. Most importantly,
Yeah,
going to that
definitely.
megapixel camera, I think will do a really good for everybody, especially for us mobile photographers. And then jumping to that the slow mo video and things like that. having that available on your iPad, I think, and
It's a multimedia studio right there in your hands.
I think that new that new app they showed, the replay or whatever the heck it was called, the video editing one, that was just absolutely mind blowing. I think smartphone photography is going to get really, really good with this thing, especially if you look at Flickr's stats of how many people are really taking pictures with these little devices. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you being here, my man. I also just invited one more of our new members. Hopefully they can pop in here. Next up, my man, Robert Knight. What's happening? I only have cookies. I only have cookies.
Let's take a picture. Yeah.
What's up, man?
I'm good. Better. A lot better right now.
The thing about Mr. Knight, folks, if you don't know, he is, I know from his heart, he's an Android guy. But he also totes around, yeah, I said tote because I'm a Southerner. He totes around an iPhone for the job. So he gets to see, both worlds when it comes to operating systems and the smartphone photography side of it. And follow him on Google Plus, and his comments are always quite entertaining.
He's not the only. I use a Samsung Galaxy Tab.
I never would have known that, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I never would have known that a black on a Mac.
Yeah, well, I have a Samsung Galaxy Tab also, and
I tell you, I got the new. I'm not impressed with it. Like I got the Moto X, the new one.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Leo is making it out to be, but it's not as good as the older one. Now it has a rocking screen. The screen is gorgeous, but it's not as good as the original. But it's not as bad as what Mr. Lapointe is yelling at.
Right. All right, we got my new man in here, Mr. Ronald. How you doing, bro?
Pretty good.
Welcome.
Thanks for letting me come in.
Oh, not a problem. We're just getting started here and doing our little intros. Where are you from, man?
I'm living in Vermont right now for about 11 years. I originally was from New York City, Long Island.
Okay.
And we're here in Vermont and loving it.
Okay, all right.
We're retired.
Oh, man, he's living the life.
Living a good life.
Oh, man. Yeah. We're going to kick Robert out now because I don't like anybody that's living it better than me.
Go for it.
Right. Well, welcome, though. Appreciate you coming in. We'll go ahead and get started here. As I said, we normally do a weekly challenge with the community members, and it could be based on anything. It'll be HDR or portraits or selfies or panos or what have you. But this time, our winner from the previous Hangout decided to go with clouds as the theme. And, I thought about that, and I thought it was pretty cool because clouds can give you so many different weird shapes. But not only that, they only last for like half a second. So you go outside and the sky looks just amazing, and you think you see this particular item that looks like something other in your imagination. You go in your pocket and pull out your phone, look back up there again, and it's gone that quick. So
tell me about it.
Yeah, it's all about timing.
Tell me about it. I would have had the winner. I was just pulling my phone out as a tornado was coming down.
Oh.
When I got my phone out, it popped. It was a funnel cloud. You just popped right back up and go.
Oh,
you
dude.
Sorry son of a biscuitator. You screwed me up.
We got to be quick, man. We got to be quick. That's when having that Google Glass comes in handy. You just snap it that way, without digging into your pocket. But we'll go ahead and I'll share my screen.
In California. So what do you say? Had, literally no clouds.
I've heard about that. A bunch of you guys were saying the clouds were like
absolutely crazy.
There, Chicago, and also in even New York were having some cloudless days. I thought it was pretty funny, And here I've been having rain, so I've had some clouds, but I haven't been able to get out but maybe 2 days, I think. But anyway, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll take a look at a couple of these shots here. So let me see here. Click on that one. Share screen. Do you guys see my screen?
I just see you right at the moment. Here we go.
All right.
Let me just lock on you now.
Put center focus on there. All right. So this one was from, again, the challenge came from Kevin Gladish, and he had a shot in here that I liked. So we'll take a look at his first, and I'll try to blow it up full screen if it lets me. And it doesn't let me go full screen. Oh, darn. Okay, yeah, that's as big as it's going to get there. Okay, this looks like he just took a standard pano. I'm a little curious about what's going on right here. It looks like the stitching might have been a little bit crooked, or maybe there is some type of grading right there in the lawn. I don't know. You guys think so?
Lens bend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that just happens. But the fact of the matter, the focus is the clouds. I love this comment over here from Walter Reed. Those clouds look close enough to touch, and they damn near do, man. It's sort of sort of scary that they're that close. What photo details did he share? Oh, he didn't say. Oh, come on, Kevin.
Some apps, for some reason, if you edit in it, they take out all your metadata.
This is true, but this is why I always put in these challenges. Make sure you mention what you're doing from an editing standpoint, your thought process, what you used, and so forth. Mention it in your comments, because sometimes it's going to strip it out. You know, we like to get all nerdy and dig into that stuff from time to time, you know. But let's go ahead and start with some of our criticisms. My only criticism would be this little dip here. I love the color, which reminds me of a topic I'd like to get into a little bit later. It's sort of a warm feel to it. Clouds looks very good and nice detail, other than maybe right here is a little more blown out. I would have tried to take something like Snapseed and do a little more granular editing right there and try to, you know, put in a different contrast, because it looks like right here he has a different tone of white and right there. Do y'all see that, or is it just my eyes?
I think it's your eyes. What I see on my screen, just because I like to pull it into another window and not look at it from looking at it through.
Yep.
It is blown out in that center where you have your finger, your cursor.
Yep.
It looks like there's a little bit of almost like a cloud ridge there, so it might be casting a shadow and causing that that little bit of difference there.
All right. So let's go through here and let you guys pick it off a little bit. Let's start with you, Mr. King. What are your thoughts on it?
I like it, but just like everybody says, it's some of the whites are just overblown in places. You can see just little blotches where it's just it's overblown. But the whole idea of the premise of it is great. It does look like you can just get and climb on top of that tree and touch the cloud.
Mm-hmm. When I think of panoramas, I never necessarily think of clouds in panoramas. Usually the land and maybe, if anything, the horizon, because it's like trees and mountains and things like that. But I never think about clouds in a pano. Never have.
Yeah, but except for some just blown out, and there's a couple of other places blown out. If you look at that clump of trees on to the what would be my left, or I mean my right.
So over here.
Yeah, you can look up there, and also the whites are really overblown a little bit.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
So, you know, I guess to get it, I guess you had to make some allowances to get everything in. It's going to cause some other things, but just that's the only thing I can nitpick on it is just some of the bright whites are just a little overly blown. Yeah,
and Kevin, if you're listening and watching this, maybe you can put this in Snapseed and, like I said, do like a selective adjust, because the app will allow you to pick out certain areas of your photo and adjust different things in it, you know, if you don't want to use something like Photoshop. You know, we all know how Mr. Portis feels about that. Speaking of Mr. Portis, what are your thoughts on this shot?
You know what? I don't mind the white in the clouds.
You don't?
I don't mind the white in the clouds. What I don't like is the muddiness of the ground. I think there's so much detail lost in the shadow area.
Uh-huh.
That I like to see a total picture. I think the best solution would have been for this one to crop out the ground and just leave it at the beautiful skyline.
Yes.
It's also crooked, and I don't know if it's the lens shift in the pano that's making it look crooked to me.
I think that's what it is.
As a whole, to me, is doing kind of a slight
Like a bow.
like a bow
Yep.
towards the center. And it's not in a place where I want it to be. It would be okay if it was in the center of the image, but it's just slightly off.
Yeah.
So
it's more. It looked like it's sort of bowing right about here to me.
Yes, sir.
yes, and that's the problem with it. If he had cropped it up a little higher and just did the sky and then did the level on it, I think it would have been a much nicer photo.
Let's see. All right. So, I didn't mean to click that again. What are your thoughts, Mr. Knight?
I like the pano, the thought of doing it in a pano. I like the angle at which he took the photo. I like the color levels. I do like. What I don't like is the bowing, the V-shaped bowing, which comes from usually when you're holding the phone or device yourself and doing the pano, instead of using a tripod or a monopod. Because what happens is, as you're moving, you're trying to get, if the camera's directing you, that square just right, and it just, a lot of times it'll throw the stitching off, and sometimes it could actually just be your lens itself that just always causes that type of bowing. In this case, it kind of bowed inward, which is something I've not seen before. Usually I see more of an outward bow in the middle. So I'm not sure how many panes this panel is. It could be a 2-pane, might be a 3-pane.
Now, Robert, is it your experience with different smartphones, as far as the pano option on it, it gives you like a little level? Every phone that I've had, when I go to do a pano, it gives me some type of level, whether it's a line or whether it's some dots that I need to line up or something to try to make that thing stitch a little bit better in the end.
In my experience, it's boiled down to the app itself. Many of them, including the ones that are defaults on phones, Google's own app, a better camera, I've used a couple others. They all usually have that little box, and they like guide you with it. But the problem with that is when it comes to the stitching, sure, you get there and you're like jittering, and you're like, if you're holding it, like click, and you got it, it says, but the software still has to stitch that together. And actually what I've come across is, and could just be me, might have something to it, the larger the device, the harder this becomes.
Now, did you guys watch last week's show when Mike and I talked about the Google Sphere app?
Yep.
Yeah.
What I really like in that interface, and I'm not using that app to take those kind of 3D photos like I showed. I'm using it honestly to take my panos, because they have just gotten the stitching so incredibly right in there. Photo. There was just one spot in my photo where the stitching was off, but that was only because I just happened to take it when a bunch of waves came in on that beach. And if you want to see stitching done right, check out that app because the photos are easily exportable to a regular pano, so it works really, really well.
Well, be sure to share that app in our new app section of the community, Mr. Portis.
Oh, I will go do that.
I've actually used that, and once again, when using that, when you're doing a panel like that, you have to do slow and steady.
Which I'm not.
Well,
If you try to do it too fast, even the Google Panorama Photosphere, you'll get a bad stitch or it will bow severely, because what that app typically does, especially if you're shooting from, say, dead center, it does a wrap.
Yeah.
And so your ends wind up not flat. They wind up kind of wrapped. And to compensate for that, then you have to crop so that you kind of lose that wrap.
Well, what I always do in that case is, or what I've been doing in that case, because you're right, when you end one of them prematurely without actually connecting to the other end, it does kind of like wrap it around itself. I do an extra stitch, an extra picture on each side, from the area I actually want to capture. That way, I have room to crop it, and still keep what I want in the picture.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Ronald, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I've never done any panoramic stitching, so it's hard for me to be critical of what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
The light areas don't bother me at all.
Uh-huh.
We're kind of at the mercy of what's there, and if you're going to doctor up everything, well, it kind of just looks, I don't know, wouldn't look fake, but it might look a little bit better if it was darker over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything. It looks to me like it's going downhill from the left side over to just past the center, and then from the other end down. But again, I don't know what to expect if I do that kind of thing. I have never tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is this on a golf course? Because you see that little sand trap in the back?
Yep, and there's a marker. There's a yard marker right there, too.
Right there, yeah.
That is a golf course. Hey, Ronald, what do you use to shoot?
Pardon me?
What do you shoot with?
Well, until recently, I've shot with mostly DSLRs, but I started to get into this, and I see what it is, and it's fabulous. I cannot believe what you can get with one of these things. And right now, I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S3.
Okay.
I find it to be exceptional. The depth of field is great, the color is great, everything is sharpness is terrific.
Yep.
I was very surprised to see what could be done with almost no effort at all.
All right.
And I'm only getting the editing programs. I've taken some advice of what I hear from you fellows, and I'm starting to take them. But I'll take more apps as I learn which ones, I would feel the best with.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun trying out the different apps on here from an editing standpoint.
Yeah, it's fun, but it gets expensive. But
and some of that new stuff that's coming out on iOS 8. The new apps they were showing today. Oh, that's gonna be some kick butt one.
Released Illustrator for the iPad.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh my goodness.
And I do have Lightroom, and I do have Photoshop now, since I have the Creative Cloud.
Yeah.
And I've got those on my. In fact, I got them on the iPhone because I can use a lot of editing on it.
They are really good. Everybody,
since this thing's big enough now, I can edit it on here.
I'm standing firm that it must be done on a smartphone, but Photoshop Touch is completely okay.
No, of course. It's touch, so it is okay. Jeez. All right, let's move on to another shot here. This is from Edwin Boatswain. I believe I'm saying his last name correctly. He's over in is it the UK?
Yes.
Okay. And he's using the Nexus 5. And I love this shot because it sort of turned into like a painting to me when I looked at it. And this is when you have to. Some people would draw the line and say, "Hey, that is too much editing. That's too much processing. Blah blah blah. That's
perfect."
But man, I freaking love this shot, man. It looks like it's on a canvas and somebody took a paintbrush and made the perfect splotches here in the clouds and the perfect lighting here. I freaking love it. It has texture to it. It makes me want to touch that picture. You know what I mean? Just like a painting would.
Now this is the winner, right?
This is not the winner. He's close. He's
Mhm.
close, but he is not the winner. Um, let me hold on. Let me look at it on my other monitor real quick because I was staring at it on the shitty monitor. I don't want to do them like that. Sorry. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, sorry. Back. You guys see my screen now?
Yeah, I see perfectly.
Okay. What would I change on this?
I really wouldn't, because I like you. I like the way it does look like a actual painting.
I can't really touch it there. The first thing that comes to my mind, because you guys in this community have drilled it in my head, is to crop. But I don't really want to crop this one anymore. It looks like it's a very nice crop as is. Mr. Ronald, what do you think of this shot?
Well, I I can't see what this is in the foreground. Is that a train?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's Twain.
It's kind of yeah, but I guess the most important thing is the clouds.
Mm-hmm. We're focusing on
I
clouds.
won't complain to anybody about all the work that they do on whatever editor they use, because I haven't had a shot I didn't want to edit some way. Every time I do it, I want to put a little bit of sharpness in it. I haven't really ever seen one that I've shot with anything that I didn't want to do something to.
Of course.
The fact is that if he's done a lot, then that's okay. Unless it hurt it to a point where we couldn't deal with it. I have some that I have turned almost look like paintings, like
yeah.
And I like it. So I think it's pretty darn good.
Anything you would have tried to do differently?
No.
Nope.
No, maybe I'll listen to you guys and see what it is, but I don't see anything I would have done differently.
It's all good. It's all good.
Could bring down this highlight a little bit. You could. It doesn't have to be quite that bright, because you've lost all the information in that bright area. Not that you want much, but just maybe a little bit more.
Just a little bit to sort of make it look more like rays instead of just a bright ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think if you use the preserve the highlights thing in some of these editors, you might have brought out a little bit of detail in that area. But since I'm not putting anything in, I'm the last one that should be commenting about.
Oh no, brother! This community, this is what we're all about. We will give you your due and tell you what we like, and we will tell you what we don't like, because we want people to see the different perspectives and try to do things a little bit different and learn from them.
Okay.
I mean, trust me, I have gotten my ass handed to me several times in this community, but it's made me better.
Well, I don't think there's a photo you can take that you couldn't say something about.
Right.
Even if it's something, a little tiny thing, because what might be offensive in the final look to you might not be to me, or vice versa.
Yep. And we've had those discussions too. We'll have one shot on the screen that we're sharing, and there'll be 5 different opinions. Everybody loves it, but they have 5 different opinions on why they love it. So, but yeah, that's what this community is all about. There's no hate or anything like that. We will critique people openly, and we will give props openly. And I love it, freaking love it. So
my job in real life was in a motion picture laboratory.
Oh, okay.
And I for a good part of my career, and
nice.
I sat at a machine called a Hazeltine, and I would work from morning till night on making the final result the way it should be on the air, on TV.
Right.
Mostly TV commercials. So I sometimes would sit there by myself and do it. Sometimes I would sit there with an art director, we would do things. We couldn't be very selective at all with areas of it. It was it was kind of limited. But for the final result, the overall picture, well, that's what I did all day long. And mostly the color. I was a color what they call a color timer in a motion picture laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. What can I say?
So you had to use all the little color scales and whatnot to have the perfect calibrated color wheel, and you put it up to the screen and make sure it matched. And you were that granular with it, that detailed with it, or it was or was it more on how you felt? When you looked at this.
Oftentimes it was how I felt, but oftentimes I had the art director and the editor and the cinematographer sitting next to me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would say one thing, and one guy would say another thing, and another one would say, well, I like this way. I say, wait a minute. You guys want to go outside and come back and tell me something you want me to make it look like, but I can't make it look like all those ways. So that was right. And it was a great job. I did it for a long time.
That sounds like it had been fun and challenging at the same time.
Oh, it was. And the labs have closed a lot in New York City. Many of them have closed, and I went from lab to lab as they closed underneath me. And it was a good thing I had to get out. My eyes started going, and I don't see color like I used to see it. So I'm very happy now, and extremely happy now with these cell phone things that's coming in the cameras. They're really fabulous.
Yep.
And I'm doing as much of it as I can.
Yep, most definitely. All right. Mr. Knight, your thoughts on Mr. Boatswain?
Didn't vote for it.
All right. Shall I leave it at that?
I'll say why.
Okay.
Well, one, in Snapseed, I don't like HDR scheme.
Yeah, you said that before.
I hate that filter with a passion.
Yeah.
There's only maybe 1 out of 10 photos that I actually like that filter applied to.
Yeah, right.
It's too powerful for my taste. It just takes it too over the edge usually.
Mm-hmm.
But the main reason I didn't vote for it was because, to me, I looked at the theme. The theme was clouds. When I looked at the picture, when just initial look, I looked at the train.
The train got you.
That captured my eyes. I wanted to know where it was going, what was going on. The sky was a second thought, maybe a third thought, because when I looked up, I saw the power lines, the diagonals, and so I really didn't look at the screen, look at the sky too much before taking in the rest of the photo.
That is critical, and it's valid. I can't knock you on that. Oh boy, you got to get the wrath of Portis.
Is it because of the thirds? Because for me, I saw the exact same thing, and it's because if you slice it in thirds both ways, the train takes 2/3 of the photo.
It sure does.
Either way you slice it, the train is the subject of this photo.
Mm-hmm. I give you that, gentlemen. Valid arguments.
What HDR programs do you fellas like to use?
Me personally, on my HTC phone, I've gotten more used to the stock HDR setting on the stock camera, but I used to use the Google HDR mode in the Google camera app. Oh God, my phone's blowing up. I need to turn those off. But I've gotten more used to the HTC stock HDR setting, and then I play around with it inside of GIMP on my computer if I'm really wanting to spend some time, or I'll use Snapseed.
Now, my issue, and this is really me, and I've hated this filter since they added it to this program, is when I shoot in HDR, I use the app to shoot an actual, more or less, HDR picture itself.
Right.
Meaning taking multiple pictures at different saturation levels and then melding them together to create one whole picture, that being somewhere between 3 to 5 shots being melded together.
A true HDR shot.
Yeah.
Yes. Snapseed, which is the editing program, has an HDR filter, which I'm not sure if you've heard of was it Ratcliffe or Ratcliffe?
Ratcliffe.
Which he does a lot of HDR photography, but what he does is he takes editing and he takes it to what I would call if there's a left and a right, I would say he pushes it a lot of his photos to the extreme right with the color saturation. He'll take purples and make them really, really pop. He'll
Sometimes
take little colors and really, really, saturate them. And that's his style.
Yeah, sometimes he overdoes it.
What they've done in Snapseed is kind of try to add that in as a filter so that you can apply it to your own photos. The problem, though, is you can take a regular photo and apply this. It doesn't make it an HDR photo. And it doesn't always come out looking pretty.
And that's the thing. I want to say either Nick Software or Google or somebody, they had publicly said this is not an HDR shot. That's why they call it HDR scape, as you see there on the screen, HDR scape. And they didn't want people to confuse it with an actual HDR shot, just for that reason you were saying, Robert.
See, I don't use HDR.
I use it a lot, especially I like doing it, but I like doing it the old-fashioned way, using an SLR.
I don't do it. I like to white balance and get my shot just dialed in as far as actual lighting, and then deal with it. It's not something I use. So when you guys talk about it takes multiple shots and melds them together, and unless your shutter is incredibly fast, I just don't see that working. Say if I take an HDR shot of some waves coming in, are the phones even able to fire? Well, unless it's like a burst mode. It's just
it'll ghost those waves. It'll ghost the waves out.
It'll ghost them.
Well,
right.
That's just the thing. You don't use HDR to shoot motion.
No.
I use HDR.
It's a still life thing. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. When I do HDR shots, it's something that's standing still, and I have absolutely still. And it's usually I'm there and I'm making sure that it's still. If it's something where I know there's going to be motion, then it's one shot. I work with it later.
For me, gentlemen, I try not to shoot HDR, but when I do use it, it's because of the light around me. And, every smartphone has different limitations as far as handling light, and mine is one of the worst in bright light. It's great for low light. So when I want to snap something outside, I really have to make sure I have HDR on to make sure I get the different exposure levels, and it'll actually come out as a decent shot. If I don't, it will look horrendous. It'll get grainy and so forth too.
Now, one of the things that I do really like using HDR on is like on food. Because when I use it on food, all the little crevices that may have a little bit of shadow or something, details, they really pop more with HDR. All the glistening of maybe the steam coming off, the moisture on the food. With an HDR shot, it really glistens a lot more than just with a single shot. But once again, that's something that's very still. HDR and motion don't mix well.
Of course not. All right, Mr. King, break down this shot for me.
Only reason I like it is the frame.
Gosh, I should have known that. Jeez. Ronald, if you didn't know,
and a British train too, from the British Rails.
Ronald, if you didn't know, just by taking a gander in our community, this dude we call Mr. Michael King, I swear he's the biggest train nerd I've ever seen in my life.
Otherwise, it's not a bad shot. Everybody all the criticisms that are in here, I have to agree with it.
There's one other one. I get the processing. It does add interest to the image. Ronald, you made an excellent point about the highlight there. But I think if you had adjusted it out, you would have lost the light rays, which I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
I would have toned down. He must have used the drama effect to give it that. Just turn the green down just a little, because it becomes when you get to the closer part of the train. That's in the right hand side of the image.
Like a painting.
So muddy. It just
hello.
Mute yourself, Mr. King. Mute your mic, King. Go ahead.
It just becomes so muddy, and the red part of it so muddy that you lose so much in this photo. And I think given another subject matter, this would have been a gorgeous photo. So
Gotcha.
you know what? Actually, Edwin, I want to see this untouched.
Uh-huh.
I want to see it unprocessed.
Share it to us, Mr. Boat Swing.
I think that there's a lot to this image.
There's no drama used in that one because drama would have blown the clouds up even more. That's pure that HDR-scape filter.
HDR?
HDR-scape filter.
HDR-scape filter.
Okay.
Only. The drama filter actually would have made those clouds, if he had used the drama filter, those clouds would have been somewhat not quite as dark. The details would have been a little bit more, and he might have gotten more blowout from the sun coming through, or potentially a little bit less. The rays might have been a little bit more defined.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hit or miss with those drama filters at times too. All right, we're going to look at one more shot before we take a look at the winner. This is one that I like from Chris Seam. Chris has had some nice shots in the past here. He took a shot of a building, but he still got the subject matter of clouds. Now, looking at this a little more, looking at it a little more closely now on my computer, see, I didn't notice the inside of the windows here on my phone. So that sort of distracts me a little bit. But outside of that, I thought it was very creative to be able to get the clouds as a reflection. And, you know, even if he had cropped it down over here a little bit, it still would have sort of looked like a little funky sky kind of thing.
I go the other way on this photo. I think that this is what I believe Edwin was trying to do done right. Because even with the inside of the building, it's almost, if I was to name this picture, bringing the outside indoors or something along that lines. It literally looks like this photo, and I don't think it is. So if it is, Chris, that's cheating. An overlay. The building is so pristine and the lines are so crisp in this that it's almost like mirroring. I really, really like this one. This one got my vote.
Now, Ronald, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I kind of like it. I like everything I've seen so far, so I'm not a very good critic, I guess.
Oh, we'll fix that.
I don't even know the inside there. Here, I'm missing that. What you guys are saying that you see inside.
Yeah, right here. Let me put my mouse on it there. Right there, it looks like inside of the office building. I don't know if those are cubes up against the wall. Looks like little cubes or desks up against this window here.
Well.
But again, I didn't see that on my phone. This is me looking at it on a computer, and I could see it. So it distracts me just a hair, but even overall, I like it. Heck, I took a shot like this myself, now that I think about it, and put it in a contest.
Would you have taken that little line out, that dark line?
No, I'll still leave
the clouds?
it. No, I'll still leave
it in there.
I'll still leave it there.
Yeah. Well, no, it looks fine. I wish I could have thought of it.
Of course. If anything, I would have boosted the saturation a little more. Because I love some blue sky. Freaking love it. Blue sky and white clouds, man. That would have been the only thing I'd done. What about you, King?
I like it. Unfortunately, if I'd known it was like one of yours, I wouldn't have voted for it.
Oh, just wrong, dude. Look, where's that boot button? Let me boot you out.
No, I like it. No, I like the way they did the reflections off of the building, but yeah, I can tell. You can see the office, seeing either the reflection of his building or the reflection of coming back from his building. That's a little distracting, but it doesn't really take that much away from the shot.
Mm-hmm. If anything, guys, and this is probably just me, but I wonder what it would look like from taking a crop with this diagonal up to there, like that. You see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
Where you have pretty much like a right triangle right there with that diagonal, and then keeping these as they are. Thoughts?
Well, I voted for this one based upon composition and thought process.
Uh-huh.
And I actually did see one where he did a crop on it, and
I didn't like that one.
He was trying to get rid of the white area over there in the left corner.
Right.
And I actually didn't like the crop version.
Yeah, I agree with you. I remember seeing that in the community stream.
One suggestion I would have for this one, man, you can't. If he was to take it in maybe Photoshop or something and really get into it, he could get rid of the inside of the building there.
Yeah, just take a little time. Framing
wise, what he could have done, and you have to do this during the shot, is where that diagonal line is coming, have that run instead of just off corner, from corner to corner. That way your eye would have ridden along that entire line, and the sloping would be more, it would more equate with your mind. Your eye would follow it really nicely. It bugs me just a little that line is not in that corner.
Yeah, that's why I said I would have, maybe if this was cropped right there, and then it would have been in a corner.
Right. But the thing that I don't want to lose down there is the bottom portion, that depth. I like that, but he would have to have backed up a little bit more and angled himself a little bit differently so you get that line in that corner on the original shot.
Good shot still, though, Chris.
Yeah.
Good shot.
And there's also, he could have also at some point he could have easily have done a vertical crop on this if you go past where you see kind of the interior of the office.
Uh-huh. So this crop from here over?
Right, and just go over to where that upper slant is, where it kind of starts in the upper left corner there. Keep going over. Okay, go up, come back to your right, a little bit more. Just on the other side of that solid, right there, and down.
Gotcha.
And you got it, and you almost have a whole nother picture right there.
He does. Just this group of 4 or 5 panes. What's that? 4 panes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
And that would be a great 16:9.
Heck yeah. But of course he chimes in.
And another thing
another country heard from
is I forget which program I've used, but maybe Sweeney showed us in Lightroom. He could have, I think in Lightroom you can crop to like one of those straight panes across and then rotate.
Okay.
And bring it back at you kind of flat looking. That'd be another picture that could be done.
Wow. So you're pretty creative, dude. I can't think like that. I can't think like that. That's pretty slicked up. Nice.
I mean, awesome composition. A lot can be done with this.
Yeah.
It's an excellent photo.
Kudos to you, Chris. Kudos to you. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at our winner. And
oh, by the way, all the ones that voted for me, your check's in the mail.
Dude, you're not right.
Wait, yeah, he had 5. You got.
He had 5 votes, dude. He did.
Holy wow!
Hold on. Let's look at King's shot. Shall we? Let's go ahead and look at it. I didn't vote for. Okay.
That looks like a Texas guy.
Yeah, we can't do that. No, not no Texas guy. No, teasing. I like it. Other than this, having that in the view there.
I thought I cropped when I was cropping those. I thought I cropped it out, and evidently, I didn't save it correctly. I was trying to crop out those buildings, the burned out buildings.
Yeah.
This is this year, so
there's two crops that I would have done. I would have cropped out those buildings, and I kind of would have cropped out the power lines.
The power line. Yep.
Only reason I left it in there because that's where the sun was, and that's where the sunset. I was just main thing I was doing was just getting a good, nice sunset.
Just did it right at the top of the power line. You get that really nice sunset still.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, that is actually a really good photo.
Dude, yeah, this is with your 6 Plus?
No, that was with the 5.
This is with the 5 at the time. Okay.
This is my last picture I took with the iPhone 5, and no, we had just got our butts kicked by us. Very, 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 very. Did I say very severe storm? We had a lot of damage, and that was the sunset from it. And I just said, this pays for all the crap we had with power lines down.
Yeah, just to be able to look up and see that there.
Right, and because when I took this, our power was out and everything. So I just took that, and I just happened to look up and said, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Bang.
And this was taken with true HDR. True HDR. Why not Camera Pro? You used to use Camera Pro a lot. Why not this time?
At that time, Camera Pro did not have the HDR setting in it.
Okay.
And True HDR.
Camera Pro has always had an HDR setting, I thought.
Well, I didn't pay for it, and I went with the new iPhone 5, the iPhone 6 Plus. I went ahead and paid the extra $1 or something for it.
Did you have you used the manual settings in Camera Plus yet?
Yep.
My God, that's done. Apple, that is manual settings done right.
Yes. Nice. I used the manual settings on everything, and I'm so impressed with the low light. After we get through, I'll show you some low light pictures I took today.
Android users, I think you guys have Camera Plus with PLUS.
I can look.
Or the manual app that Mike and I looked at last week. I think that's available.
That's a cool app. I got that. I put that on my.
Very, very good manual controls on those.
I put that on my 6 Plus.
Camera Plus. What does it say? Camera Plus by Tiny Piece. There's a few in here.
That is who makes that one. Let me double check my app store.
Because there's a few Camera Plus in here.
Where's my? Yeah, everybody has a Camera Plus, but there's one specifically. Let me see.
Wait, here's my PLUS by Wise Shark.
So many apps on this damn phone.
I've been using. I tell you, the one I've been using a lot now that has all the some nice manual settings is Pro Camera 8.
Yeah, I like that one too.
All right, while you're looking for that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the winner.
Draw a winner.
Yet again. That dadgum Timothy McCusker. Jeez, man. Okay. Let me give this man his due. Even though he's a phone hopper.
Does that guy have I want to see his cell phone bill because that guy's 50 different phones.
Yeah, Timothy has never taken 2 shots. He's never duplicated shots.
Holy!
He's got so many cell phones. Every week he's got something new. It's pretty funny. It's almost like playing the game of what is he shooting with today, But he does a really good job though when he's shooting. Right now, this one was with an S4. Yeah, S4. Any HDR, anything like that? Not mentioned there. Probably
20 apps updated.
Okay, but I like this one. Timothy is out in the Vegas area, if I'm remembering right. So doesn't look like he's anywhere near home.
But that's also, I don't think that was your regular S4. That's a GPE.
Oh, Google Play Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes a difference too. You don't have the crapware from the Samsung side. That makes a big difference. If you want to have the clouds as a theme, boom, you got them as a theme on this one here. It's what 7/8 of the picture.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's an excellent shot for an Android phone.
Again, I struggle a little bit with it being a little too bright in certain spots, but that's just me and my bad eyes. I go out in the sunlight and get blinded, so seeing this stuff on the screen sort of hurts my eyes. But overall, this is I think it's beautiful because it's not only a blue sky, but he also is able to catch purple hues in there as well too. Just
He must have had an HDR setting
yeah,
to
it's
get
got to
all
be
that.
HDR. Yeah,
It's
it
a
looks.
It's. I mean, I voted for it, of course, and I thought it was an excellent. Out of all the
That's what I
cloud, there was
voted.
one other. There was another sunset one I thought was really good looking,
Mhm.
but this one was great.
Now,
That
I give
manual
him
app
some
is from
credit
Little
here.
Pixels.
Say it again.
That manual app is from Little Pixels.
Little Pixels.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that in there. Anyway, this
It's
shot
iPhone
here.
only.
Excuse me. What I did like about it is he looks like he took the time to either he used the grid on his camera, or he just took some time and straightened it out himself before he shot it. Because look at this horizon here, you know, in comparison to everything else. I mean, it's pretty much lined up beautifully. Yeah, these cars are on a slope or whatever, but I think this frames everything really, really well.
I think also probably those cars are on a hill, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're probably just on a little slope somewhere.
even though if you look at the power lines, they also are.
They're sloped too, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, of course, again, if it's on a hill and they're following it, they'll follow it up just
Yeah.
the same way. So, but that doesn't take away from it. Just
No,
the
it doesn't at all.
horizon.
It's
The horizon is
beautiful.
perfect. The horizon is perfectly level.
Right, that was my point. Is his horizon line right here just sets it for me. Just frames it perfectly for me. What do you think on this, Mr. Portis? I know he doesn't have the crop on it, but
No. I really like this horizon line, and I like this crop. It's not the normal one. What I like the most about this photo is the incredible texturizing of
Yeah.
the clouds. Tim, the cloud, it almost reminds me of if anybody ever, when they were little, would take cotton balls and stretch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that,
Or
that's what you get, or roll.
or when you're first starting to make the cotton ball or the cotton candy, the way it gets thrown around.
Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love the blues in this photo. Whatever you do to bring out that blue, perfect. I'm not a fan of snow. We're having a very heated debate.
Says the Californian.
Years, and it's probably going to be snowing, and I don't want to go.
Poor baby.
Snow.
Dude, that's hilarious.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
Give me snow.
And there's snow.
Robert.
I go skiing a lot.
Your thoughts?
What got my attention about this photo, one was the clouds, two was the angle. It kind of, the way he shot it and the way he used the mountains kind of gave it a concave viewpoint, especially with the cars kind of going down that slanted angle. And it really made the photo interesting because it's almost like those clouds are kind of coming out of the mountains. I can tell he probably used, I would say he probably used the drama filter. I can just looking at it and seeing the grain that was introduced to the photo, can kind of tell that. I don't think he shot in HDR. This was probably just taken single shot. If it was HDR, the grain would probably have been a little bit less, not as emphasized when you start getting into the upper blues of the photograph itself.
But you know, even with that drama filter, you can adjust the intensity of it, and it'll take away the grain that it tends to put in there, or put it a little more in it. Adjustment. At least that's been my experience.
You can. It just depends upon. And he didn't say what he edited in, so I don't know if he edited in Snapseed or in something else. I
think he normally uses Snapseed or Pixlr.
Yeah, he's been going back and forth here recently. I've seen him do a lot more Pixlr.
In Light Zone, once that is introduced, it can sometimes be a little hard to compensate for. It's made me throw away some photos, undo some edits, because I just didn't like what came out. Just reminds me also, always make sure you have a little microfiber cloth with you. if you can, wipe your lens before you take the photo.
Oh, darn you.
Oh, you know what? That is funny you said that has been an issue for me lately because my case needs to be replaced and it's like falling apart basically, and it's leaving all kind of garbage on my camera lens, and it just.
That's the nice thing about the sapphire lenses. They're easy to keep clean.
Yeah, I'm very happy that it has a sapphire lens on it and that isn't bumped out, which is stupid.
I don't think it's wrong with it. Well, one reason it's bumped out is because of the autofocus that's in here. The image stabilization.
Yeah, the stabilization, and I get that, but I think they should have just kept the phone a little bit thicker just to protect that a little more.
I know. Well, Apple, thin as in.
Yeah.
You notice the new iPads are much thinner.
Yeah, if they can do it in the iPad fit the same width, they should have done it.
What did you say, Portis?
If they can make the lens better on the iPad and kept it without the stupid bump out, they should have did that on the phone.
Good point.
Well, also don't forget the iPad is thicker than the phone.
Yeah, but not much.
That's his point.
Right, I'm just saying.
Not to that. If you know what, I bet and you can go to the Apple Store now and do it because. The retinas are in the store. When they release, I'm almost willing to bet it's going to be like microns. If you lay your iPhone down next to the iPad,
yep,
and just do that, I bet you it's probably the width of the stupid. There's probably not much difference in the two.
Finally, more apps are now updated to. More apps on here are finally now updated to the new iPhones that actually taking advantage of that screen.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. Anyway.
Apple rants, everybody.
Yeah, let's get that out of your system. All right.
At one point, we're going to just have to call this not another Apple show.
Possibly. Mr. Ronald.
Okay, I'm so new at this. I'm not familiar with a lot of these editors, so I've been taking mine and shipping it over to the computer. And using what's it called? That Nikon program, NX View, and I love the way that thing works. And then I take what I don't do there, I move it over to PaintShop Pro. I'd like to do one of the other ones, but they're too expensive, the program, so I don't. Well, these are the ones I have.
Yeah.
So I just took that Snapseed and the Pixlr thing for the phone, but I haven't really attempted to use it too much yet.
Now Pixlr, you can also use it on the computer. It has a web interface.
Oh, it does?
Yep. There's Pixlr actually has like 3 different products. So if you go to pixlr.com, they'll show you the 3 different products, and it's basically a beginner editor, and then you have a mid-range editor, and then you have a lot more advanced editor. So it starts like Pixlr-O-Matic, Pixlr Express, which is used heavily in this community, and then you have Pixlr Editor, I believe, which is more like a Photoshop or GIMP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all on the web.
I haven't found anything where I could dodge and burn like I can with my PaintShop Pro and cloning. I don't find that in these programs, or if it's there, I haven't discovered it.
Well, that would be in something like GIMP too. GIMP is another photo editor that you can install, and it's free and open source, and it's very similar to Photoshop. It's not Photoshop, but it's close.
On the phone or
on the computer?
Yeah, I have GIMP.
Oh, okay.
But I've had PaintShop Pro for so many years. That's
okay. Yeah.
Well, I tell you another good editor on the computer, the Mac side, is that's a Photoshop. It's lightweight like Elements, but it's still pretty much a full Photoshop. That thing is called oh God.
Yeah, I'm looking for it too.
Pixelmator.
Pixelmator, yeah, I've heard of that.
That is it's $79, It's kind of expensive. No, I think they've brought it down. It's like $59 now, but you get it in the Mac App Store, and it's a really good, lightweight, but very powerful editing program. If you want to edit anytime you want to edit on the phone, I'm sorry, on the computer. If you want to, especially now with all the new stuff that you can do with the iOS 8 and Yosemite, it makes it so much easier to do a lot of that stuff.
Now, Pixelmator is coming to the iPad.
Yes, I heard they're working on an iOS 8.
So
iOS.
That's what they demoed it today during the.
I saw that.
And if you're looking for dodge and burn and all those other higher Photoshop functions,
it'll be there.
I would highly suggest you look at Photoshop Touch.
Oh yeah,
which does have it, and then Pixelmator absolutely will have it. Pixelmator is honestly, outside of using Photoshop, is the most comprehensive mobile version of a desktop.
And the desktop app is fabulous too.
The desktop app is $80 or $54, something like that. They do
54.
offer a free trial online, so you can try it before you buy it. But it's definitely worth the money. Mm-hmm. I tell people, look, if you don't want to get a Creative Cloud account, which I think you should, the benefits are exponential.
I got Pixelmator yet. I got a Creative Cloud, the photo version of the Creative Cloud.
Yeah.
And that's why I got all these stuff on the iPhone now, because I can share everything up to that. Because right now I'm still not trusting iCloud Drive.
I still don't. But if you do not want the subscription of Creative Cloud and you want the power, then Pixelmator is the way to go.
But you have to be iOS.
Wait, do you have a Mac or do you have a PC, Ronald?
Ronald, I think. Oh, you're muted.
You're right. I have I've got a cold and I'm sneezing and coughing.
Oh, okay.
I forget to turn it back on. I have a PC.
Okay, that something like that. You might. Some of the stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The Creative Cloud, they do have a Android version of their their desktop suite. And that's you have your dodge and burn stuff on the your phone.
Or the Pixelmator?
No, it'd be Photoshop. It'd be a full. But it's part of the Creative Cloud.
Okay.
You know that if you get that, if you pay that $9 and whatever it is a month, you have you can put Pixelmator. Photoshop Elements. Not Elements of Lightroom on your phone, because they have both the iOS and Android app, as well as the app for your computer, the Mac or PC.
I see. Well, is there anything out to reduce noise? Is there a program out? I thought I saw Mike Sweeney mention it's something on one.
Pixel will reduce noise also.
Yeah, Pixel has it built in.
Pixel would do that.
I got it for the desktop, so I'm generally impressed. A word of caution: if you are going to go the Creative Cloud way, the photography is $9.99 a month, but if you get the complete one, it's all of their apps, and it's only $30 a month. Normally $50. And that's pay as you go month to month.
Wait a minute, that one. You said $30? I thought it was $50.
It's normally $50, but right now Adobe is doing a special for their Creative Cloud, giving the complete away for just $30 a month.
Because the only thing that holds me back is I'd like to have Premiere. I'd like to have Premiere more so than I would like to have Photoshop or Lightroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
the single
$30, and when you do it, when it goes back to the regular price, you're still locked into that $30 as long as you keep paying it.
Yeah, but the caveat for it is you must have purchased any Creative Suite CS3 and above.
Right.
Is the caveat, but who has?
Which I got CS.
Oh, I haven't. I haven't. Damn it! So I wouldn't be able to get it.
You have friends that have.
Of course.
You have friends that pay for that crap every single year.
It's true.
But Ronald, back to your editing question. I would most definitely check out Pixlr. There's a desktop version and an Android version of it. GIMP, like you're already using, is great. Creative Cloud is a little bit heavier hammer for the job, but I think overall you're going to be much happier with your abilities. And if you're really thinking of taking this mobile, I think the Creative Cloud route is the way to go.
Mike.
All right, thank you.
Mike, may I make a little suggestion? Your mic, if you turn it a little bit sideways, you're getting plosive. You're popping your P's and everything.
Popping my P's.
So you need to kind of turn it sideways a little bit. You still keep it close to you, but you're not actually talking into it.
Okay.
He's on the CD. Talking about
the stupid pop filter for this thing was $60.
Yeah, the pop filter is crazy.
I've got one ordered for this thing. There's the from BSW. It's not too bad. It's only $45.
That's why you get a sock.
Stick a sock in it.
Stick a sock on that thing.
Was very clear. She said, that is a really nice mic. One, I must clean my office because it is what you don't see on camera is absolutely crazy. It's
what I'm seeing on camera is crazy. Good Lord, dude.
In this situation,
yeah.
The walls of the shelf of great beers. She said that probably needs to be retooled and.
That ain't it looks more like a cart of beer.
It looks like a drinking problem.
I like that though. It's cool.
Drinking problem.
It looks like a drinking problem. With the big
drinking progress.
But no, that's the shelf of great beers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
so
I
funny.
had a side note. I had an avocado beer from.
Ooh.
Oh no! You say
it just. I imagine it tastes good, but it sounds horrible.
Yeah, you have to try them first.
It was from
I know.
Angel City Brewery made it, and my goodness, it was good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was good.
By the way, this is one of the low light photos from my new phone.
See, it's still blowing out. What I don't like about this, did you shoot it through a window? Is my first.
No, I was outside.
Okay.
When this happened.
Well, what is that little thing in the middle of the screen there?
It's an ambulance.
Okay.
No. Look up high.
And this is why I asked if you shot it through a window, because the lights for the emergency vehicle, which is clearly a staple at your house by now, is all the way up in the center of the photo. And
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, what happened, of course, reflections, because I mean it's getting dark and those lights are extremely bright.
But go back to the other photo and maybe you'll see what we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right there.
Why that's there? It's weird.
I guess it's a reflection coming off the lens.
Now, could you do oh, you know what? You're right. Probably it is. Could you have adjusted the manual settings so those wouldn't be as blown out? Those lights.
That was I wanted to get it up enough where you can see the ambulance workers working on the DUI or the overdose.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. It was a drug overdose.
He live in the hood. He got more drama in his hood than I got in Chateau Ghetto.
By the way, this building you see on the side is the same one a year ago that burned down.
Oh my goodness.
That's the exact same one.
You know, we just don't have those kind of things in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
We just, and you know, I live around the corner from a 24-hour Walmart. You would think I would see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. Now here's a more pleasant. This is just a date time thing I took.
See, that's really
just
nice photo.
that came off of Pro Camera, if I'm not mistaken.
Pro Camera.
Oh,
the low light did look good though. Overall.
Oh, I'm very impressed.
Very well.
I'm very impressed with the low light. But
can you go back and show the photo details for that low light, because it's just
sure.
It's way nicer than I would think. Anything from it. I'm just sorry, Apple, but you just suck at it. Fuck it, Lola.
There it is.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Considering their past, you know.
Right. Now, let's see. Sorry about all your scrolling. I do have another low light that I took out. Everybody saw they loved about it because it had the all the light, kind of the rays from the all the different lights.
yeah. I know which one you're talking about. That is again, it's you're doing well with this new phone.
I take again now this one.
Oh yeah.
These again are just after another storm, but this again is from. As I said, Apple's been noted for their cameras.
Yeah, and you could
Well,
see
as I said, there's
those fire ones.
Yeah, there's the one. There's the building today. There's the same building a year from last year.
It's very like ominous, that fire picture, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one right there with the flames, dude.
Yeah. As I said, there's way it looked back then, and the exact same spot.
What a difference a year makes, huh?
You think?
Tell me about it. But let me see. I can't find that.
Hold on. We're gonna.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Oh yeah, I do remember that shot. Yeah.
And again, that was that. This
Pro
one.
Camera? Yep, pro camera.
Yeah, pro camera, and I adjusted the manual settings, and I tell you, Apple finally got it right.
Now, what is this new exposure bias? What is that?
Again, that's from. It's new. It's part of
right?
one. It's part of the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus.
Okay, yeah, we gotta figure what that is because I don't think I've seen that EXIF information before. So.
Go ask Tim Cook to explain it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He'll answer my emails.
But again, just look at you can see the bright stars, and there's very little. There's a little grain, but not like it used to be. With the 5 or the 5S.
Let's do this.
Wait a minute, that ISO is 2000. Wow.
They've done a very good job of catching up with the rest of the planet when it comes to this.
Yes, they have finally got it right.
Fanboy out of it.
Had I shot in a 2000 ISO, it would have been a grainy shot all around, not just around the moon.
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
iPhone users, I want to give you a pro tip. If you guys are fans of Starbucks right now and you have not brought Pro Camera 2, it is the free app for Starbucks. So run.
Yeah.
The pumpkin spice.
That's just a regular. That's just a regular picture from
Nice.
up close. As I said, I think I'm an Apple fanboy, but yet I am very critical of them when they screw.
I'm gonna cut you off. Let me jump over to Mr. Robert. He's got a shot over here.
Very good.
What you got there, Robert?
A shot I did not enter because my subject was not the clouds.
Of course, it's got a little halo around your subject there.
But I did put this in the Where Are You Now? And actually, that's not even the full picture. I severely cropped it.
That's a gorgeous picture, Robert. That's a really good picture.
There's only one spot I don't like, and what is that in the upper right-hand corner? That black
speck.
That was a bird.
Somebody didn't clean it.
It's a bird. It's the plane. Oh, God, it's a bird.
It's a gnat.
Bird, and I didn't feel like it.
Nice.
Oh, I got
it. HDR. That's why it looks like a big black blotch of a dot, like somebody dropped ink on my photo.
What do you use the Note 3?
2.
Note 2.
2.
Okay.
He hasn't gotten the 3 yet.
Okay.
Not getting the 3, not getting the 4.
Right.
Yeah, he's getting the 1 Plus.
Pockets won't hold them.
Gotcha.
The 1 plus 1.
Very nice. All right.
But that was taken, and that was actually. I'll show you the original.
Yeah, let's see it.
You'll get a kick out of this. Just so you'll see how much I'm willing to actually crop something to get what I want.
That's good. We like that.
Oh, cropping is so hard.
I crop a lot too.
Crop your photos.
Oh yeah, I tell you, the crop one looks a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
get
I wish I had a shotgun because I would have taken out those birds.
And that's your one little black dot that was right there. That lone little bird. He forgot how to fly in a V.
It looks like that's the problem.
Dude, I get that, Robert. Yeah, cropping that out like that, I get that.
That was a good call.
Oh, I tell you, that's a beautiful pic.
And it looks like you straightened out the flagpole too after you cropped it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get
and
that.
I used I did take an HDR, which actually I didn't mention that at first, but of course I was caught.
That's why Hamilton and everybody comes out with "Don't get caught."
No, it's just I forgot to actually mention that I use HDR. Usually I do mention that in my details,
Right.
but I've forgotten to put that part in there. And Mr. Cheney was like, "Halo around that flagpole is kind of weird. Did you use HDR?" It's like, oh, yeah.
In his British accent. Mr. Ronald, do you have any shots you'd like to share?
Well, I'm not sure just how to do it and share the screen yet, so I'll practice sometime. And
If you look,
it should be on the upper left corner. There's a green monitor with an arrow on it that says screen share in the upper left corner of the Hangout window. It's probably hidden until you put your mouse over there.
I got the mouse there, but I don't see it. I see the chat thing. I see the little things that, the little quotation marks.
You'll see the chat one, and right down below it says screen share.
Oh,
see
okay.
It? And then it'll let you pick which windows.
If I put it on the screen and just click this, you'll see what I got.
That's correct.
Okay, well, I'll be ready for that next time.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot taken because this phone is so new to me. I haven't really taken many.
Right.
I've taken online a couple of cemetery pictures and a couple of other pictures, but I haven't really had an opportunity to get out yet.
Gotcha.
But what I have, can I ask Michael King, what is that an RE27 you're using?
No, it's a Heil PR40.
Oh, the PR40. Okay, I'm into different micro. I have a RE27 electric boy. I'm an amateur radio operator, and I have numerous microphones. I have his PR781.
Right. I have a PR40. I just took the. I broke one of the pieces off my shock mount broke, so I got a new one coming. So I had to put the old one back on. But yes, it's the Heil PR40.
Do you go straight into the computer, or do you go through anything?
I go through. I have. All right. Since it is an XLR, I go through They don't make this anymore. It's called a Ethereal UA25 audio interface. It has both phantom power and it has dual inputs, and I can change frequencies, and it has a little bit of gating, so I can cut. This thing already has good sound rejection, but I can even cut it back where it cuts down even more noise. But it's a very interesting little.
Heil did a good job with that one.
Yeah, but this thing, it's just my audio interface down here. One of these days I'll take a picture of it and put it up in the group.
That's your next task.
The mic on the laptop, so nothing fancy here.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to call this a Hangout adjourn. We're going to allow you guys to sign off and let everybody know where we can find you here on the wonderful World Wide Web, as well as, if you got anything you'd like to plug, this is your opportunity. So we will start out with Mr. King. Well,
I can be found, if I get my thing put up, I can be found at Michael King 4023 on anything. And this weekend, I will be at my my Hog or Houston area Apple users group, and we have from Mac Geek Gab podcast, David Hamilton is going to be our guest speaker.
All right. Hog, baby.
And that's where I came up with if you ever listen to the Mac Geek Gab, when they end their podcast, they always have "Don't get caught." That's where that came from.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us as always, my man. Good to see you again.
I just couldn't be here last time because I was at Texas, at NRG Stadium, and there was just too much noise to try to do a hangout.
Right. Next up, Mr. Michael Portis.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call all Apple people to do something.
Okay.
So, I don't know if it happened today or when they snuck the announcement out, but my heart was saddened today to see something that I really enjoy every year, to learn that it has come to an end. So anybody who's ever enjoyed iWorld or a Macworld,
oh yes,
anything like that, let your voice be heard. If I had known last year or earlier this year that I was attending the very last
one, yeah,
we would have had even more fun than we already did have.
Yeah.
But
I had an idea it was going to happen because
I did too. It was hopeful that it wasn't going to happen because they did have signs with dates and everything for next year's show. But it is unfortunately come to my attention that iWorld is no more.
Yeah.
For the time being, let's cross our fingers. So if you love it and visited the event, please let that be known, because I think letting these people who work tremendously hard and devote their lives to allowing us Apple users to get together and laugh and play and see new toys and literally buy a lot of stuff.
Yes.
It's really important. So please let your voice be heard, and let them know how much we appreciate them. And
definitely.
Having said that, you can find me online at ablackandamac.com or your favorite social network. Just search a Black and a Mac on kind of everywhere.
All right. Thank you, my man. Next up, Mr. Robert Knight. Where can we find
by the way, guys, the audio equipment is now up in the group.
Okay. Robert?
I only hack cookies.
So I need to go look for that on the search engine. I only hack.
You can find me on 500 Picks. I don't have the link up anymore in my lower thirds, wherever, that thing there, but it'll be back sometime soon. I don't know.
Robert_Knight.500px.com.
You can also find me on Google Plus, Robert Knight -tech on the end. That'll land you on my personal page, and then you can follow me from there. Be careful though. I don't talk much, but when I do talk, I talk a lot, and I talk some crazy stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it's usually a nice rant.
Uh-oh. I heard Ant just fade out for a minute.
No, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
But I'll leave you with this, and this is just for those that watch your data. You might not be grandfathered into an unlimited plan anymore. If you have the MediaFire app installed, and they've recently, in their last update, allowed you to back up photos and videos automatically, much like Dropbox to them, turn it off. It's not worth it right now. Because if that connection drops, it doesn't pick up where it left off at. It starts all over again, which can severely burn through your data. So
that sucks.
If you're using Dropbox or Google Auto Backup, let that suffice for you. Don't use the MediaFire Auto Backup. It's not worth it.
Basically, the MediaFire is once the connection drops for however long, instead of leaving a .part file and resuming next time you get a connection, it's starting over again, basically overriding that file, which again makes you use more data than you intend on using. And Mr. Knight didn't necessarily know that was going on until it was too late.
By the way, there's my audio interface that I use.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, that when on average I use maybe 5 gig a month, and I top my plan out at 10 and go over, Yeah, you tend to find a see what
they let you know real quick when you go over.
Oh, wait, how do you do? How do you only use 5 gigs?
I only had.
baby.
Yeah, he's got Wi-Fi everywhere apparently.
Yes, I got Wi-Fi, and here's the thing. I'm on. At my worst I've ever done was 2 gigs.
I travel a shit ton I travel.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Well, I mean, not anymore. I don't travel as much now that I work from home and got Wi-Fi here.
But
it
I
was
use
at
a
least
lot of.
6 gigs.
I always go whenever I got to use like my updates. So do not use cell data. Just use Wi-Fi. So I always, minute I get on some kind of Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
that's when it does. All my updates are get done.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi at home, Wi-Fi at work, and in between that, most places that I stop at, they have pretty good Wi-Fi. If I'm near AT&T hotspot, it's included in my plan. It's free. It hops directly on me automatically.
Well, one thing I will say in that respect, I'm not. Well, I think my usage is still crazy. We have Sunday Ticket Max, and if I'm in a city on Sunday and there's no Wi-Fi, I get NFG.
Yeah.
I'm watching football.
Damn right.
That's why we have Sprint, and that's what's happening. I'm watching football on my phone.
Doing what you got to do, baby.
I gotta see it. But we have Comcast internet here, and I find more and more as I travel, we are getting more of those cable Wi-Fi and the Xfinity hotspots, and those are a godsend.
Yeah.
Instead of paying last week in the hotel I was staying in, they wanted to charge $8 for 24 hours of internet access.
Yeah, that's asinine. I don't even stay at a hotel like that.
I was like, what? Who pays that?
You're charging for Wi-Fi? No. Thank you.
I don't know.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Knight, for joining us. Appreciate you coming out, brother.
No problem. Glad to be back.
Do you have any plans for our weekend edition?
Because I can join after next week.
The weekend edition may be a little bit more on hiatus, just for a little bit longer. I think what I'm going to roll into are, like I did that short on Fragment.
Yep.
I'm going to probably do some more shorts like that, and then work my way towards ramping the weekend edition back up.
Okay.
We're rolling into the holiday season now, and I didn't get back off the ground with things starting, and then some calamities here at home.
Okay. All right. Well, we know you got it one way or another, bro.
Yeah, I think also the shorts and the tutorials introducing some of the apps will benefit the community a lot more.
Oh yeah.
If I do a weekend edition, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is probably do maybe another light zone tutorial like I did once before.
Those are fun.
We do have a lot of new people. Video could stand some updating there.
Yeah.
Robert, can we do and maybe ask Martin? I think uses it the most. A Pixlr one.
Okay. Yeah, the hardest thing with him is actually timing, so I'll have to get with him and try to get that down because he is in the UK and they're 8 hours ahead of him, I think.
About 6 hours, something like that.
Yeah, so it's got to be absolute great timing for him.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you right now what time.
We'll work that out, though.
Yeah.
Mr. Ronald.
Okay, well, I thank you all very much for inviting me in tonight.
Sure. Glad to have you.
I don't have anything to say very much, but well, we'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah.
And we get used to using the phone, etc. I just wondered. I tried to get people that are on all the time. I see pictures and everything. I have so many questions that I don't find answers for anywhere. Like I'm trying to move my pictures from the camera or the phone to the computer, and I've been emailing them, and it's terrible just to do it that way. And I tried Bluetooth, and it's not much better. So I was wondering, is there any place people hang out that I could actually pick their brains on different things that might be in my mind?
Pretty quickly.
Well, most of us can answer little things like that because we have a bunch of IT nerds in the community as well.
Yeah. And my best advice for that, because you're Windows 7 or Windows 8?
Windows 7.
Windows 7. Okay, they do a really good job. Just plug it in.
Yep, just
Yeah,
drag
plug it in,
and drop.
drag and drop. By the way, to let you know what the time difference is. It's here. It's 9:56. It's now 3:56 in London in the morning.
But yeah, just plug it in. Plug it in and drag and drop is the best way to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that,
He has a Galaxy S3. As soon as you plug that thing in, it's going to ask you, do you want to do it as I think PTP or MTP?
Yep, that's correct.
You just choose the one that I think MTP is the Media Transfer Protocol.
Yep.
That would be the best one to choose because it gives you full access. Just go down to the directory. It'll be DCIM.
Yep.
And go in there, find your pictures, and you can copy and paste to your heart's content to your computer.
Yep. And you don't have any compression. It'll be lossless.
I haven't tried the cable yet, so
I'll plug in the cable.
Yeah, actually, if you got a Galaxy X3, you do have the cable. Do you have the original charger that came with it?
No.
Okay.
I have a cable, that I use some regular
USB.
cable.
Yeah, if it's just a USB, it'll work.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
USB, yeah.
Yeah, just plug it into you plug it in.
Micro USB, any micro USB, USB to micro USB cable will work.
Okay.
Yep.
I just haven't tried that way yet. I tried something more exotic with the Bluetooth, and I get very confused.
Yeah,
I'll
that
try
was
the
painful.
cable.
I've got so many of these crazy things around that just make sure you got the small end, plug in your phone, big into the computer.
I use the one that I use on my Galaxy 3 tablet.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's universal.
For Apple users, if you want to be able to explore your phones like the Galaxy people you do all the time, there's an app called iExplore that works really
Yes,
good.
that's a cool app.
iExplore.
Full access without a jailbreak, most importantly.
Nice.
iExplore is a good app.
Well, Mr. Ronald, is there anywhere we can find you online? Just Google Plus? You on any other social networks?
I'm on Skype almost all the time.
All right, on Skype.
I talk to a bunch of other people around the country that I don't. I usually talk to them on the radio, but oftentimes the radio conditions aren't good enough propagation, so I use Skype, and we get into it with a bunch of guys and we act, But I can be found on Skype. My ID is W2RON with a dot after it, the period. You have to have that period, otherwise you won't find me.
Well, I might as well give mine.
Huh?
Mine is Michael King, 3985. That's my Skype screen name.
Yeah, and if you search on Skype, if you just search Black on a Mac, I have multiple Skype accounts. So searching a Black on a Mac will give you the list. You just kind of pick which device you want to get me on. I have one for the iMac, one for the PC, one for the iPhone.
I'm not giving you all my Skype.
Anybody wants to
Don't worry about the FBI. That's why he has so many aliases.
Yeah. What's wrong with this dude?
Extreme Black. So yeah, I don't mind. I welcome the communications, and I'll just block people. NFGs. If I don't want you, I'll just block you.
Just block them.
I have a huge block list.
I do too. I generally, unless I know you, which I'll recognize. If I recognize anybody here, I'll add them. If they don't,
yeah, I don't even
but
bother.
yeah, I might just add
Word of caution, send a message.
Mr. Portis,
or else you will be blocked or ignored.
because I might have him.
Ronald,
Hey, Mike.
I appreciate you joining us tonight, and this is being your first go round, and hopefully we didn't scare you off from hanging out with us on a weekly basis.
I hope I can come back. I hope you'll remember that I'm here waiting. So
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Normally how we do it is around the afternoon, a post will be put in the group just saying, hey, if you want an invite to the show tonight, comment. So just keep an eye out for that on Thursday, sometime during the daytime or in the morning, and as long as you comment, you'll get an invite.
Yep.
Great. I was out here last week, and you and Mike Sweeney were talking, and and I was sending all kinds of messages, and nobody was answering.
If I had seen it, we would have invited you.
Amateurs.
All you have to do is invite an entire group. Now you have to you have to invite individual people.
Yeah, they screwed it up. It used to be easy just to invite the group, but now I have to do it one at a time. It sort of sucks, but I think I've gotten used to it now, though.
I found a way to invite the group, but it only worked once, and it was kind of hodgepodge the way I stumbled across it.
Yeah, I made a circle, and it still didn't work.
That too.
Yeah, it still didn't work. I'm like, damn, if I invite a circle, that should work, but whatever.
You can't invite public groups to private events.
Yeah, it is. Pissed me off. Anyway, thank you again, folks.
You can see a bunch of my pictures on Flickr at Ron space W2RON, and you'll see all of my whatever you want to call them. You can take them and look at them and tear them apart, but only the latest ones were taken with the phone. All the rest of my other cameras.
All right.
Anyway,
again. Definitely. All right, and lastly, myself, I am Ant Pruitt, and I am going to be here as often as possible. Appreciate you folks watching us in our hangout tonight. And congratulations again to Mr. Timothy McCusker. You are now on the clock for giving us a new challenge. So be sure to jump out there in the Google Events section and set that up from a challenge standpoint, put in all the details and whatnot. If you can't do that, PM me with your challenge details, and I'll set it up first thing tomorrow morning so everybody can get it as soon as possible and get started on it. You know what I mean? But, yeah, thank you all for watching. Find me here on Google Plus under Ant Pruitt, as well as on Twitter at I Have No Life, as it says right there in my little lower third. I goof off in there. But most of the time here, I've been trying to do more with smartphone-photographers.com. That is our community's website that I threw together, and I changed the theme on it so it looks a little nicer. But I want to give you guys a little heads up. Keep a lookout for my social media stream on Wednesday, October the 22nd. Got something big that I've been working on, and it's going to be fun for the people that like smartphone photography. So be sure to follow me on all my different social connections, and look out for October the 22nd. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, and keep doing your thing. And if you're interested in joining in our smartphone photographers community, just look me up or any one of these moderators and request an invite. We will do a little background check on you to make sure you fit in, because we don't do the looky-loos. We don't do the people that just post pics of their food porn all day long. We want this to be an interactive group. We want you to come in and share your shots, but also share your insights, share your tips and tricks, and every now and then tell somebody, you know, you probably could have done this and that a little bit better, you know. But that's oh, wait a minute, did I just see Sweeney show up at the end of the hangout? Seriously?
His watch is not right.
The hell, man? Where are you in Europe? Are you in Europe? I thought you were in California.
I was in the ER for the last 2.5 hours.
Oh, no, Sweeney. Dang, man. I hope everybody's good now.
Yeah, they are now. The 9-year-old took a header out in the street bouncing off a pogo stick.
Oh, man. Oh, that's kids. That builds character.
Yeah, it builds character.
Hey, we see you back there. Oh, and that's just nice, nice. Oh man, Sweeney, we've already been on here like an hour and a half now, dude. You really?
I was actually surprised to see the hangout still going.
We've had some pretty good conversations, and we got my man in here, Ronald. I can't say your last name, Ronald.
Ergen. It's pronounced Ergen.
Ronald Ergen.
Yeah, glad he made it. Excellent.
Yeah, he's been fun to talk to tonight. But let me go ahead and tell you, Sweeney, he's a little bit gun shy on his criticisms. I told him we're going to break him in good. He's going to start ripping people up soon. It's all right.
Well, this is the first full house we've had in weeks.
It's been a little while, man. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's good to see all the smiling faces. Although I don't see Deborah anywhere. We got to get her off the dime.
She's been pinging +1 and stuff, so she's active, just not.
I
able
know
to
she
hang
is,
out.
but I'm going to give her crap anyways for not
Yep,
being here.
I plan on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Deborah, where the heck are you?
Yeah. Hey, Portis, I just added you.
All right. Okay, folks, we're going to get out of here because it is 11 p.m. my time here, and I still have some stuff to do and eventually go to sleep sometime tonight. So, y'all take care. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Sweeney, for showing up late.
Hello, goodbye.
I'm glad everyone is okay out there in sunny California.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll talk to you folks next Thursday. Oh gosh, that's gonna be tough considering next Wednesday is the 22nd, and that's the big thing that I want y'all to wait for. We'll figure out next week's hangout. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. See y'all soon. Peace out.
Thank you. Bye-bye.